Very naughty. Grizz, did you just get into the garbage and spill it everywhere and chew up a bunch of paper towels? And Luna, did you participate? I think you did. I think you participated. But you're the rotten one. Yes, you are. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've been out in the garage in the inventory area and done a video. But yesterday, Vicky alerted me to a situation, an issue. If you've gone back and watched some of my original videos that I did, I showed how we kind of figured out our storage solutions to be able to put both of our inventories in one two-car garage. And one of the things I had done back in Oregon is I built all these racks to hang my jackets on. And so when I was setting up the garage here, I built racks for Victoria as well. And then I put mine in over on the other side. And so basically what happened is she told me that one of the racks is bowing. It's like drastically kind of like this. And so we're gonna look at it real quick. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix this. But these are her racks right here, as you can see. And if you look up, this first one has quite a bit of bow. There's a lot of weight on it. And so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix this. Now, my side, I've not seen this happen, and I don't know, I think maybe partially it's because I think this is a longer section than what I did over on the other side, so we'll go over there and look at those, but I think I don't have as big of a span on any of mine. My first thought was, okay, I could totally like rig this and like take like a 2x4 and like just stand it up underneath, and have it be like, you know, totally like not very professionally done or anything like that. But the problem with that is if you look underneath, there's a second level, so which means there's a bar that goes along here as well. So I wouldn't be able to just, you know, do like a temporary fix and put a 2x4 there. Plus that wouldn't really be that safe. So my second thought is what I'm thinking now is, if you look, we're out in the garage so you can see like where the beams are. What I'm thinking now is maybe what I'll do is I'll put some sort of anchor into the ceiling to come down, and so I'll have to take like a bunch of these off, get it straight and get that weight off of there, and then basically anchor it into that beam up there so that we can hang the stuff back up, and hopefully it will be able to hold the weight a lot better, because the last thing we want is for that to collapse, because that would be a big mess, and plus it's not very safe. So yeah, I'm not exactly an engineer, but we're gonna figure this out. Alright guys, let's go look over at my side. Alright, sorry it's so dark in here, but we don't have the best lighting out here. But these are all of my racks, and it's divided up into 3 sections the way this one's done. So, you know, I've got room for more stuff, but I actually have a bunch of stuff that's ready to be hung up there. But mine is double all along. And as you can see, you know, there's like a little tiny bit. You can see like a little bit of the weight pulling it down, but not very much. And I've had this maxed out and there's never been like any significant drop. Same thing over here. So I really do think for the most part, because this one seems like it's close to as long, so I'm not entirely sure why hers bows quite so much. The one thing I can think of is I bought all of my materials back in Oregon, and then I came here and bought them, you know, here both times at Home Depot, but I don't know if maybe there were 2 different kinds of pipe. They're both 1-inch ones, but it might be that I got more solid ones. I don't know, they don't bend as much. I'm not entirely sure, but we're gonna have to figure that out. All right, let's go. So I just finished getting the car washed. We had a Groupon for like this hand car wash place. They did a pretty good job, So now I'm at Home Depot. I'm gonna pick up the hardware that I need to get the rack anchored into the ceiling. But I'm also bringing back our propane tank to get a new one, a filled one. So I gotta do that. And you know, every relationship you have to figure out like what your division of labor is. And so for us, it's like, you know, you know, it's cliche, but I kind of do most of the dude roles. I deal with like getting the car washed, getting gas in the car, getting the oil changed, doing stuff like getting the propane tank filled, or any kind of projects around the house, like dealing with this whole rack situation. I'm also like the IT guy, so anytime that Victoria's having a problem, I'm the one that comes in, and 90% of the time I just have to like turn it off and turn it on again, because that's how it works with computers pretty much, guys, right? And like, you know, Vicky, she does a lot of the cooking. I probably do like 40 to 50% of the cooking myself, but then it's like, you know, whoever made dinner, the other one is the one that has to do the dishes. And then like she does all the laundry, she does most of like the housework type stuff, which I hate doing. I make any phone calls, you know, like any kind of customer service type phone calls. Like I don't really like doing them either, but I know Vicky hates it more than I do, so I'm willing to do that. But that's how you kind of stay happy, because it's like, you know, we both work full time. We do the same thing. We both work a lot of hours. So you got to kind of figure out like a fair way to split up the duties of the household. And so that's how it works for us. But I'm going to go ahead and go in and figure out the propane tank thing and see if I can find what I need to fix the rack, guys. Let's go figure it out. Hopefully we can find something that'll work. Just came out of Home Depot. I got my packing paper, got a couple rolls of packing paper for Victoria, so hopefully that'll be good for her, it'll last and everything. You know, I didn't really know what I was gonna do until I got in there and kind of figured out how I wanted to do it. I don't know if it's gonna work. This is kind of how I do things. I didn't, you know, when I built the racks themselves, I wasn't following like directions or plans or anything. So, but I got one of these bad boys to anchor into the ceiling. Once you get these into a beam, they're pretty much in there good. So I got one of these to go from the ceiling. I got this thing to hook onto the pipe. This holds like 460 pounds. And then I got one of these guys to go in between. Now this might be a dumb idea, this might not work, but this is one of those things that you use them to tighten cables, but you can unscrew everything and make them longer, and then you can adjust them to the right length. I don't know, is this the best way to handle this situation? We'll see, we'll figure it out when I do it. Everything's about trial and error, right guys? So let's get on out of here. I didn't get propane because it turns out that they do AmeriGas here, and the thing I have is Blue Rhino, so I gotta take it to Smith's. Nothing is ever as easy or quick as you think it's gonna be. Everything always takes a little bit longer. So I got one more stop I gotta make before I can go home and try and figure this out. So let's see what happens next. All right, I'm in my cave here. First order of business is gonna be getting at least like maybe half of these jackets. There's about, I think, 100 jackets up here, so I just need to move at least enough that the bar will go up to hopefully its normal way, and I hope it's not like completely bent. We'll see. But I'm gonna remove a bunch of them to hopefully get this the rod here up to where it's supposed to be, and to where it's not like about to like collapse at any moment. So let's get going. All right, so that's come up a bit, and I think that's enough to be able to work with. There's a beam right here that I'm going to be anchoring this puppy into. So I'm going to put that up into that beam really high, try to go all the way up these threads so it's in there really strong. This, I believe, is rated for up to 350 pounds. And then this piece right here is what I'm actually going to have the rod going through. So that's going to be kind of what's lifting it up. And then this is going to be the go-between, right? So basically, once I have this done, the rod will go through this. Then there's this piece, and that hooks into where that's anchored into the ceiling, right? And then this thing right here, you can actually adjust this, and it pulls this closer together. So what I'll do is I'll actually measure on each end where to the ceiling where the pipe goes into the fitting, and I'll be able to see like it's about 18 inches from the ceiling. And so I'm going to want to make sure that like I get this middle part roughly pretty close to that same measurement, so it's holding it really solid at the right height. And hopefully that's going to add a lot of support to that. And she's got about 100 jackets up here, I'd say. So these can all handle about 350 pounds at least. And so if you average that out to like 3 pounds per jacket, it's like maybe these jackets are all around 300 pounds or so. But remember, we've got the sides here that are also holding the weight. So this is not going to have to be maximized as far as weight goes. So it should be safe. It should hold once I have it installed. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take for me to get this into the ceiling, because I'm not sure where my drill's at, but let's check it out. All right, looks like hopefully that worked. Let's get a little closer up look here, guys. Get on up here. So I didn't show the part where I first got this into the ceiling, but I did have to hammer it in a little bit first to get a start, because, you know, getting it started in there, I didn't have my drill. Otherwise I would have done like a pre-hole, like a drill hole in there. But I used that, and then you saw I was using this to get more torque to be able to turn that, because it's impossible to turn by hand otherwise. And then I was able to get this on there, and then it was just barely, like, I really lucked out. It was just barely the right length to be able to hook that in there. And then once it was in, once I actually got it in and lifted this up a little bit, I was able to get it attached, and then I had to turn this, and I used that screwdriver again to be able to make it turn. Turned it to tighten it up to be able to get this length right here. Let me show you real quick. To be at right about 18 inches, which is what it is on each end. So now we've got a straight rod. Let's go ahead and put all the jackets back on it and see how it looks. Whew, all right, she has got this packed to capacity. I don't think I could fit any more jackets up there, but I got everything up that was up there before. Let's look at it a little closer. As you can see, it looks like it is nice and straight. So I think the problem has been solved. It didn't take too long to install that. I'm sure there were better ways I could have done this, but let's see what she thinks. All right, so what do you think?
I think it looks way better. It's not bowing in the middle anymore. Every time I would move, it's at capacity. I can't fit any more on it. And every time I would like move to grab something off the rack, it would kind of like shake, and it had a big bow in it. So I was a little bit afraid it was going to snap and hundreds of jackets were going to fall on the ground, and I would have been very upset.
Yeah, there's like that. I don't think there's room for even one more jacket on there. I think our next project is going to be probably relocating some of our stuff to another space, because we are jam-packed.
I can't fit any more stuffs.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, guys, that's it for this little video. Hopefully, I guess, I don't know what it's supposed to do other than just show you, I guess, the struggles of figuring out your storage stuff and what happens when all of a sudden it looks like everything's going to fall on the ground at any moment.
Well, I'm glad I didn't. Thanks for fixing it.
You're welcome. Now, are you going to keep washing my clothes now?
I suppose I'll do your laundry still.